Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Joseph Cipriano, and today we have our patient. He was in one of our earlier videos. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but he has quite a bit of a scoliosis back here, and actually I'm gonna let him tell you about the last adjustment, how he was feeling after, and then kind of what's going on right now.
Last time I had the adjustment, it seemed like at first I was a little bit more sore, but after like a couple of hours or so passed by, it actually felt a lot better than what I normally feel. And plus, I do construction for a living, so I kind of have a lot of wear and tear on my back, and it's actually helped me out a lot with these adjustments.
Good, good. Now, I was talking to your wife earlier, and she actually said there are times when he gets in so much pain where she actually has to walk on his back to help try to relieve the pain. Is that true?
Yes, that's one of the homemade remedies that we sometimes do, I guess.
Well, instead of having her walk on your back, we're gonna go through and we're gonna do another adjustment. We're gonna relieve the issue that's going on. Obviously with the scoliosis, it's gonna be multiple visits. We got to stabilize his spine where it's at, and then we need to start doing work to get it corrected. So first, what we're gonna have him do, we're gonna have you lay face down, and let's check everything and see what's going on. Okay. So even just coming through, I can already tell just very like how tight you are. Everything is actually quite tight. Right in through here, we're noticing quite a bit. Let me go down. I'm gonna check everything out. So for him, where I'm noticing the most of his scoliosis is actually right through here, right through this mid-back. When I come through and I palpate down the spine, I really feel that curve come into his spine here. So this is really the main focus. It may be a little bit hard to see. If you can try to get an angle, you'll see his entire back is angled off to that right side like that. Okay? So when we come down to the legs, if you want to take a look, you can see, so I'm just pushing in on his feet. That left leg here is a little bit shorter than that right leg. So we're going to be working on also the hips. We want to get those legs balanced out also today. So as I was saying, this is going to be our main focus, right in that mid-back. But we're going to start, as I do every adjustment, I do a full spine. So I'm going to be working all the way from the occiput, going all the way down to the sacrum. So we're going to start off, I always start my adjustments off right in the upper thoracic, and the reason I do that is so many people carry a lot of stress and tension through the trapezius muscle. So what I really like to do, I like to unlock this muscle, and then from there a lot of other adjustments they're able to move a lot easier. So when I come in, just when I'm scanning his spine here, I can already tell that right between T1 and C7. C7 is going to be the last vertebra from his neck going to his first vertebra in his thoracic. It is super tight here on his left-hand side. So what I want to do, I take a contact set up here, and we're just going to bring his head slightly over. Boom. Right there. He noticed that one. Yeah, just even with that, just opened up so much more over here.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, and then, so on the right side, it's not as the left side, we just did that T1 adjustment. The right side is actually down about to T3, T4. So we're gonna do that same setup right there. And as you can tell, that also moved extremely well. So after I clear out right through that upper thoracic spine, like I was saying, I do like to hit right in the mid-thoracic. But for him, we're gonna do a couple more specific adjustments just because of his scoliosis. As you can even tell, the muscle tautness and tenderness, everything is rolling off to that right side. So this is gonna be one of that main focus area, like I was saying. So when I'm coming through, scanning the spine, right here, first off, what I'm gonna have you do, we're gonna have you lay on your side and face me. I wanna get that little side posture move. Bend that top leg, good. I'm gonna have your arm, just bring you to the side. Already moving, right? Good. Lay back on your stomach for me. Yeah, that moved actually barely. Right when I put him into tension, this joint, that SI joint on the left-hand side, unlocked very easily. So I'm coming through. If you want to take a look at this, already with that side posture, look at his leg length after that side posture. Already balanced out. Just that one adjustment had balanced the hips out, which leveled the legs all the way down to here. So with him, that I know that, you know, he's in construction, does a lot of heavy lifting. What I want to check is also his sacrum. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put pressure right on the sacrum, and I want you to raise one leg at a time. So I'm going to have you raise your right leg from here, from your hamstring. Lift up as high as you can. Any pain, tenderness, tightness with that?
Not too much.
Okay, relax that side and do the left side for me. Any pain, tenderness, tightness with that?
Yeah, with this one, it's really tight.
With the left side, I don't know if you heard him, he said it's really tight. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do a sacrum adjustment. So what's happening, the reason that this left side is a lot tighter than the right, so your sacrum, if you're to look at a spine, your sacrum is a bone, it looks like a triangle. And what's happening on that triangle, that sacrum is getting, for him, is rotating off towards that right leg. What that's doing is all the ligaments and muscles where it attaches onto the sacrum, it's looser on this right side. But what's happening on the left side is the fibers and the muscles are getting taut, which they're restricting his leg from going up, and which is causing a little bit of pain for him. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna be doing some drops right on this area. So I'm gonna have you first cross your left leg over your right leg. So what I'm doing is I'm having him cross his bad leg over his good leg. From here, we're gonna be doing the drops to turn. So what I'm doing, when I make the drop, I want to drop down, but I want to torque. I want to take so that his sacrum is already pointing to the right. I want to torque it and bring it back to the midline. So when I do this, quick adjustment right here. And as you can tell with the torque, I'm torquing it in because I want to get that sacrum back aligned. Uncross. Good. What I want you to do, I want you to bend this knee right here. Good. Perfect. So what I'm doing with that adjustment, so I'm raising his knee up and I keep bringing it up a little bit higher at each segment, so it can help. Then when I make that drop, it can help pull that sacrum and kind of just glide it back into regular alignment as it should. So now what I'm going to do after, I'm going to have him retest. So first, raise this right leg up as high as you can. Okay, relax that side. Now raise that left side up as high as you can. Do you notice a difference?
Yes. Yeah, it's nowhere near as tight as it was.
Hold on, say that one more time.
It's nowhere near as tight as it was.
Exactly. So that's going to be that main focus down here, is we're unlocking that sacrum, so we're bringing that back to midline. From here, what I'm going to check, we still haven't even focused on that main area which he needs work on, is that mid-thoracic. So what we're going to have him do, we're going to have him sit up, take a seat, face that way. So through this mid-thoracic, what we need to do, we need to unlock and we need to open this area through here. Best way of doing that, as I feel, I like to do my adjustments in the mid-thoracic called an anterior adjustment. A lot of the times it's a lot easier on the patient and it's a more effective move. So what I'm going to have him do, I'm going to have him take a deep breath in. As I start bringing him down on the table, I want him to exhale all the way out. So deep breath in and exhale out. There we go. How was that? All right, we're going to go a little bit lower. Deep breath in and exhale out. Perfect. I also heard that also. So we just unlocked this entire segment right through here. So now what we have left is we're going to be working on that upper, the level between C7 going all the way up to C1. So what I'm going to have you do, we're going to have you lay all the way back on your back on the table. Scoop a little bit more up. Perfect. So in here we're checking, relax, relax, relax. We just checking the rotation on either side. We compare everything bilaterally from one side to the other side. Just seeing how he glides, how everything moves between each of the joints here. And we do have some tightness. So we're gonna unlock those joints and just clear everything up. Very tight through here, even on that left side. Very hard to get moving. Relax, drop that shoulder. See, he's very tight today. He's barely moving, but what we're gonna have to do, just because, so he's barely moving, it's been a while since I've had him actually come in and get an adjustment, or actually me go to him and get an adjustment. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna be working with the Y strap. Just because he has so much tension throughout the neck, we need to unlock that neck to get it to move. So I'm gonna have you slide down for me, have your knees off the table, and we're going to be using the Y strap. So with the Y strap, bring that around, hook it on to the base of the occiput here. I'm going to have him lay back. As you can tell, I have his knees off the table. What that does when I distract out, it actually brings his hips into effect with this too. So this movement, it's a long axis distraction going all the way down, and it's going to be releasing. His main issue right now is going to be within the neck. The reason we need to unlock that is when doing a rotational supine adjustment, he was not wanting to move. So your typical like full spine Gonstead adjustment, he was a little tight. So what we're going to do, we're going to distract. As I distract, going all the way down. Now with that move, how far down did you feel that?
Like right there.
So just that one Y-axis distraction went all the way down into his low back. That's a very powerful move. But now what that did, it really unlocked the segments in his neck, which are going to allow for movement. So we're going to do the seated adjustment in the cervicals here. So when we get him to tension, there it was. See, that's all he needed. He was just so locked up, his neck was completely compressed down, nothing was wanting to move at all. So with that seated adjustment after the Y-axis distraction, he was able to move very well. So let me go ahead, I'm gonna have you lay face down. I wanna recheck your legs, make sure everything is balanced and level. If it is, we're good from there. No more having your wife walk on your back for you. So as I come in through, take a look at the legs here. Back to being lined up as they should be. When I come through, his hips are looking balanced. Still, you gotta realize there is still a little bit of curvature. Obviously, his left side is a little bit higher up than his right. With the scoliosis, it definitely takes more than one adjustment or two adjustments to actually correct this area. This is gonna be a long-term type area that's gonna take to get corrected. But with the steps and with actually going and seeing a chiropractor, scoliosis at a mild degree can be corrected. Everything is a little bit different. Every person reacts a little bit differently to chiropractic adjustments. But I know him and I've seen his films. We've taken the films and we know exactly where he's at and the degree that he's at, and we are able to get it worked on and fixed. All we need is him to just come in a little bit more frequently and not have his wife walk on his back. But as you can tell, everything moved very nicely, and today was actually a great adjustment. How'd you feel after that?
I feel good. My actually, whenever I was in elementary school, it was like 4th or 5th grade, we had a chiropractor that came to our elementary school, and like they took a look at all of our backs, and he examined me. He said that I had scoliosis, but of course, being a 10-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid, I didn't believe him. I cared less because I was feeling fine. didn't affect me in any way. But like now with me doing more actual physical work and everything, I sometimes, you know, it kind of puts pressure and tension on my back.
Yeah, so even as you can tell, so when he was younger in elementary school, he was diagnosed with having a scoliosis, but a lot of times parents, you know, they choose to not deal with something, you know, something especially when he was younger could have easily been fixed a lot earlier, and he wouldn't have the issues he's having now and today. But you know, it didn't happen, and now he's here, and you know what, so we're, you know, it's going to take a little bit more work and a little bit more effort, but we're going to get through it and we can fix his scoliosis. So
all right,
perfect. It was nice seeing you.
Much.
Have a good one.